Hello, everybody. Well, the one person that's here at the moment. Appreciate you being here. I hope you are having a mellow night. I hope you're finding reasons to laugh, smile, enjoy life, appreciate everything and everyone around you. Hello, Canadian. How are you? Trying to get to my Facebook. Can't tune my art stream tonight because situation you've been in dealing with. Oh, you didn't have to do that, Canadian. To be honest, I kind of forgot about it, and not because of what I was going on with me. I just my shoes are off to the side of me right now, and corner of my eye, I thought it was smoky. Want to make sure you're in a healed space to join me. I appreciate that. I've been just chilling for most of the day today. Shorty's coming and out. I don't know. I'm gonna guess at this point he knows Smokey's not here. I don't know if he's looking for him. I don't know if he's, you know, unsure of things at the moment because Shorty doesn't really show, you know, concern like that. I think he has a sense of it because so last week and this week, I was putting this t-shirt in the carrier with Smokey and Shorty because Shorty went to the vet yesterday. And when I brought Smokey to the vet today for, I put the t-shirt around him so I could pick him up and put him on the table. And it was around him when they let him go. I like saying that because it sounds a little bit more pleasant than, you know. So when I got home, I took the t-shirt out of the carrier and let Shorty smell it. I don't know if in that short a time after he got let go that scent would be on the t-shirt, but I just wanted to either way I wanted Shorty to smell the t-shirt and smell Smokey on it. And since you're the only one here right now, Canadian, as hard as it is for me to say, I did the right thing. Because this morning, before we left, I came out my room and there was a couple of drops of blood outside the bathroom door. And then I saw a couple more drops under the table, dining room table. Couple of blood before we left. I saw a couple of drops of blood in front of the apartment door. And I don't know if he was just trying to drink and he really couldn't drink. He was trying to dig at his water bowl. Like he was putting he made such a mess with the water from the water bowl that most of the water was on the ground, and I thought my mother spilled it and didn't clean it up, so I was about to get mad at her. And then Smokey came over and started digging, splashing the water again. And I'm like, is that why there's water everywhere? And then soon after he did that, he went into my brother's bathroom, jumped up on the toilet and started digging at the water in the toilet bowl. So between seeing the blood yesterday on his tail and his mouth and then seeing the blood on the floor today, and I'm blessed to have family members that loved my cats as much as I did. Because my mother and Kirk both came with me. My brother Kirk came with me to the vet. And at one point, we let him loose in the room that we were waiting in. And he sat next to Kirk for a minute. Partly because there was space on the chair. My big butt took up the whole seat, so he couldn't really sit next to me, but he sat with my brother. And once he was let go, my brother chatted with him for a second. Called him his brother. Or saying, we're in the same brotherhood. So basically calling Smokey his brother. And talked about the things that he's going to remember. The sad part is my mother was in the room, but she wasn't fully focused. So she didn't realize that that he was let go as quickly as he was. Because at one point she was like, so they put him to they sedated him. So what do they do now? It's like they already did everything. He's gone at this point. And we had to tell her like a couple of times before it registered for her. Hi, Nicole. The best I can be. I'm going up and down. I've been just relaxing for most of the day. Hello, Jen. Oh, I should let how are you guys tonight? If you haven't yet, I do have the tribute video up. I actually re-edited it earlier because I wanted to put some pictures of Smokey when he was a kitten with his brother and with Shorty. So like halfway through, just after I did the video of me rubbing his face, the first not the very first three, but like the first couple of video pictures are when he was a kitten with Shorty and his brother Gizmo. Shorty, it's hard to tell. I was already telling Canadian that the blue t-shirt right here, I had this in the carrier last week and yesterday with Shorty and again today with Smokey. And when it was time to let him go, I picked him up in the t-shirt and it was wrapped around him when they let him go. So when I came home, I let Shorty smell the t-shirt. I don't know if he can tell from the scent that's on the t-shirt whether whether he, like, I don't know if he can tell from that scent that if of what happened. Um, I'm sure if he hasn't figured it out yet, he'll figure it out and throughout the night that Smokey's not here. And I'm sure, in the next day or two, he'll realize he's not coming back. But Shorty's a hard one to kind of figure out how he's, as far as emotions, it's a little hard to figure out how he's feeling. Because he doesn't cry unless he's really scared or really happy or really upset. It's hard to tell what he's feeling or thinking. I can usually pick up on it, but right now I don't know because he's not acting like out of the ordinary at the moment. And as far as I'm going, like I said, my emotions that kind of doing this. I've probably watched the video like 10 times already today, if not more. Every time someone leaves a comment or a like, I go check it and I end up watching the video again. And even if I don't comment back, I'm at least liking people's comments. But it's too quiet tonight. He taught, you guys know that he's a crier. And at least once, a couple times throughout the day, he would walk around and cry or talk to my mother or talk to my brother. That beginning clip, one of the first clips in the video where I said, where I just showed the doorway and you can hear him crying and my mother telling him to stop. That was last night. He was in the kitchen on the counter, which he never really goes on the counter. Very rarely does he do that. But he jumped on the counter and was crying to her last night. And I was lying in bed, and I should have gone up and recorded him while he was out there. But I thought it would be more sentimental, at least for me, and for you guys that know him, that normally when you guys hear him crying, he's in the other room. And you can hear, sometimes you hear my mother in the background going, Smokey, stop. Stop. Go to April. And I thought, like I said, if you know, you know. So me not showing it and you just hearing it. Also, when I went out to the kitchen to see him and he was crying to my mother, I went to go hug him. And I said this last night when I did go live for like a half hour last night. Really late because I was in the middle. I went to start editing the video, and by the time I decided to stop for a minute, it was already like almost 2. It was I think it was already 2 a.m. But I felt like I needed to come on, and I felt like I specifically needed. I didn't go live last night on TikTok. I felt like I had to specifically come here. Because Wednesday I did go live, and I did show Smokey on TikTok. But that's a different group of people that are not fully familiar with my cats like you guys are. Because, a lot of us have been connected for at least 5 years or more. And you guys have watched my cats off and on throughout my live streams for, that whole time. Unfortunately, I didn't get good footage of him last night because he didn't jump on the bed until after I finished my stream. Um, the best I got was him sitting over in the corner. I had to pick up my laptop because I didn't want to connect my phone. Well, you can talk about more stuff on YouTube than TikTok. Yeah, I don't care about all that. I don't care what I can talk about or not talk about. And I never, you know that I'm careful about the words I use. But like I was telling Canadian this morning, confirmed it even more that I did the right thing. Because I woke up to drops of blood in multiple spots this morning when I came out to feed them, feed the cats. And I think because I think he was having even more trouble getting something to drink because he did try multiple times to drink, but he was also digging at the water and splashing water everywhere. Nice. As usual, I posted it everywhere. I want to draw and I don't want to draw. I would attempt to draw him, but I don't have the right now. I don't feel like I could do it. I've tried to draw cats in the past. Like I drew Shorty and it came out decent, but because Smokey is for the most part all gray, he has a little brown tint in his fur. Um, but because he's all gray, to get the strokes right, um, and getting the shape of it, because he has a thinner face than Shorty. And Shorty's a little easier because he's black and white. So and because of the soul patch on the bottom of his chin, like it helps to break up the face up better for me. But with Smokey, he's all gray. So like to get his fur to look right and for it to not just look like a gray blob and not be able to get the features quite right. And I don't know if I even have the right color gray. Because he was kind of a darker gray with a little bit of light in it, very, very light, very, very faint lightness. And like I said, My sister, apparently, her pet, one of her pets, um, passed in 2022 on the same day, on Valentine's Day, because I saw on her Facebook that she posted a couple of pictures and saying that they, you know, happy and I think it said happy anniversary or saying I miss you. It's been since 20, and I saw the date. It said Valentine's Day 2022. I mean, he might have had some of that in there, but I'm gonna say that he was just a domestic short hair, American short hair, because his brother Gizmo, like they were litter mates. Another for not anytime soon. I don't think Shorty would take to a new animal, and I don't want a chance of him bullying another animal, or the potential of them trying to bully him as they get older, because he's also 14, and he was a bully to unfortunately he was a bully to Smokey. Although if I were to get another cat, like if I could choose the look or the color, I think I would like an orange cat. Maybe like an orange tabby, or like one of those, the white cats that have the patches around the head, patch of color around the ears. Yeah, Shorty was just an upright bully. Like an example, I only showed a little clip in the video where Smokey was walking around near my feet. Um, in the mornings when I would feed them when I got home from work, Shorty just stands in the threshold in front of the kitchen area. And Smokey, he paces throughout the house. So while he's waiting to be fed, he comes into the kitchen, goes around my legs, goes out the kitchen, goes around around the dining room table, comes back in the kitchen while Shorty's just sitting there. And eventually, they sniff each other, or Shorty gets annoyed enough and, you know, tries to smack Smokey, or like pounce at him, or like try to get him to stop or to go away. And I have to sit there going, hey, be nice. And then there are times when they would both be on the bed with me, right? And Smokey's peacefully sleeping, not doing anything, and Shorty Shorty would be sleeping. Then he'd wake up and then go slap Smokey for no reason. Yeah, I would. Apparently, orange cats have interesting, interesting personalities. So I would like to, if I were to get another cat, I would like to see if I would get a cat that had, you know, a unique personality. Both of my cats were very mellow. Smokey was a mixture of anxiety and confidence at the same time. Because on one side, he was a very nervous cat. Like I said, he paced around the house. Like most cats, he would hide when people came over. Every now and again, he would come out and check out who was here. But it would take a while if he come out at all. Shorty's the same way. For the most part, he stays away when people come, and if he feels like it's safe enough to come out, he'll come out. But at the same time, he was bold enough, like even at the vet, he didn't like to be confined. So like even at the vet, he would rather be outside the cage than inside the cage, even though he was scared. Two. I heard Bengals are a lot of work though, because of the way they've been bred. They do have like a wild cat. They're part wild cat, so they are a high maintenance, high driven cat, and you have to understand the behavior of that breed in order to successfully have it as a pet. I heard they're very vocal. Jen, did your kitten ever show up again? That's good. And still no sign of your other cat. People gotta realize though, if you're looking for certain breeds, cat, dog, or otherwise, You really need to do your homework to make sure it's the type of animal that you can handle, that you can control, that you understand their their behaviors and natural tendencies. Because if you don't know how, like even when it comes to like pit bulls have a bad rep, but if you understand the breed and you do the work to train them, granted, just like humans, there are some dogs and cats that it doesn't matter the breed. It's the individual animal. It's not even necessarily the human. It's the individual animal that has, I guess you can say, like a glitch. Because I've watched enough Animal Planet to learn about, like, again, like the pit bull, that that for the most part, at least from what I've seen, they can be very good pets. Some of them are lazy, some of them have high energy, some of them are naturally aggressive, some of them have anxiety like we do and they react in that way. Example, there was an episode of Pitbulls and Parolees where Tia, the person that runs the Pitbull rescue, went to a prison to be like an advisor because they had a dog training program with the prisoners. And they had one dog that they were having an issue with, that unprovoked, like nobody was trying to do anything to the dog. There was no reason for the dog to really react. Um, but the dog would lunge for no reason, unprovoked. And from from what Tia saw, she saw that he had a nervousness about him. But he was unpredictable with when he would try to attack or try to snap at somebody. And they were like, that's a nervous thing. There's something going on in here that he has no impulse control, or you know it was that insecurity or that whatever that was having him react. It wasn't the breed. There was another episode where someone had a blue pit bull. I guess that's what they call it because they had the coat of the pit bull is of grayish blue color. But apparently, some blue, I guess not all blue pit bulls, but apparently there's a genetic mutation that happens with blue pit bulls that do make them a little more aggressive, or make some of them more aggressive. And one woman brought her blue one to get some training with it, and the woman said, with me and my family, he's fine, but with everybody else, he's not. And they wanted to, you know, train him to be better around anybody. And the dog was so aggressive that when Tia went to get the dog out of the car, he wanted to attack her. And her and one of the people she had working with her, they did a double leash. So, they were on either side and at a safe distance from the dog. And they weren't being aggressive with the dog. She's pretty tame with the dog. She tries to go at the dog's pace. And even with the two leashes, he would kind of sway back and forth between Tia and the other person. And she's like, she was telling the owner, if you keep this dog, you are the only person that can work with this dog. And he has to be caged. Get retriever, but I'm going to stick with cats. Yeah, cats are a little easier in the sense that you don't have to go out if you don't want to. You still got to deal with, the poop and the pee. Yeah, I think at this point I'm not drawing tonight. I'm just chilling with you guys. I don't know. I want to do something, but I don't. Like my energy's going like this right now. It's like one moment I'm like, yeah, let me doodle, and the other part of me is like, yeah, I don't want to do anything. And I'm surrounded by markers and pens. Unless you get a talkative cat like Smokey. I mean, he was quiet most of the time, but he would have his moments throughout the day where he would be talkative. And again, he talked to my mother and my brother more than he would talk to me. I don't know if he considered me to be a cat because I've heard multiple times that cats don't normally cry to each other. They only do that to communicate with humans. So, he tried to talk to my mother and Kirk. Occasionally, he would cry to me, especially in the morning when I would be ready to feed them. If I was having a conversation with Kirk, he would come in and try to be a part of the conversation. I really wish I had that on video. If you could doodle, what would you draw? I don't know. I would probably just start putting lines on the paper until I decided to go in a certain direction. That's the other reason why I wouldn't get another pet right now. Because in the last 2 weeks, and it's only been a week. I went to the vet last Friday with Smokey. And I went back with him today. And I spent $800 only on Smokey. I pretty much emptied out my savings. I just made a payment to my credit card yesterday, and I spent that payment already, plus an extra $100. And then yesterday with Shorty, I took him to the vet to get his checkup and get blood work done and a urine sample. And that cost me another $500, just over $500. So, yeah, if I'm gonna get another cat, I need my finances to be in a better place. I believe it was $300 the for the euthanasia itself. Another 100 or so. Right around 100 or so for the actual cremation. And because I want the ashes back, um, and they had an option to get his paw print. Yeah, I know. Now I'm having a problem with my jaw. I don't know if it's a tendon or whatever inside my cheek, but it's kind of inflamed. And now I gotta, luckily, at least at least, I'm losing my train of thought. The good thing with Shorty, for the most part, they said he's healthy. Um, he got an antibiotic shot yesterday for the sneeze that he's had for the last couple months. So with that, he actually hasn't really sneezed in the last 24 hours, as far as I know. So that worked pretty quickly. Um, but he did get blood work done and a urine sample, so hopefully those come out clean too. Yeah, I don't have a backyard, so I don't like I that wasn't an option for me. I have to get the and I had the option of not getting his ashes back, but I kind of wanted them. I actually have his brother Gizmo and my cat that I had before. These cats. I have their ashes above on the top shelf next to my desk. I was telling my brother because Shorty, when he was younger, had a few health issues. And I honestly thought he might have been the one to go first out of the three cats. But Gizmo, my Gizmo, he passed in 2019. Obviously, Smokey today. And my Gigi's father is like, Shorty's the man of the house now. You know what you can do if you want like a nice little memento? Um, I'm gonna get one for Smokey. I'm just waiting to do it right now. For my other two cats that had passed, I have these little ornaments with their picture on it, and they're sitting on my wall right now. I'll take a picture and I'll show you because I don't really want to take them off the. So these things. This is Gizzy. That's the female cat I had before the ones I had now. And this is Gizmo, Smokey's brother. It's a little hard to see them, but yeah. And I got these on Shutterfly. If you go to Shutterfly and look on the ornaments, that should show up like in the list somewhere. Pick your favorite picture and position it the way you want it. I think it's like $20. I want to get one for Smokey. I want one for Shorty too, but I don't want to do it yet. Cause like I'm getting them kind of as like they're like something to remember them by. And Shorty's still here, so I don't really want to get one yet for him. The only reason why I want to get it now is because that way, when it is that time, yeah, I think it was like $20. It might have like give or take. And if you go on the website at the right time, you might even be able to get it on sale or something. Get like a percentage off or something. And it's like maybe the size of like a silver dollar or something. It's not too big, not too small. It's too quiet. And I'm already missing him not being in the life. Because the last couple lives I did, he was the one lying here instead of Shorty. I miss my crybaby. That was my nickname for him, my crybaby. Hello, Remy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I saw your comment. Yeah. Remy, remember Nicole? Yeah, that's her. So, yeah, Remy, because I know, do you rescue cats or are you like a foster for cats or you just collect cats? I forget. Or you did. I don't know if you still do. All. So you collect cats, you rescue cats, you have cats. So you're very familiar with common ailments when it comes to cats. I don't know if you've seen my few videos that I posted last week. Um, but yeah, Paramount Cats, and I have a few fosters, and one was a rescue. So after watching a lot of videos, and I've had this happen to a cat, and I said this, I've been saying this a lot. I had a cat when I was younger, like mid, preteen or early teens. A cat that I actually grew up with. It was my uncle's cat, but when he had to move, we took the cat, and she had the tumor grow in her mouth as well. Um, Smokey's issues started slowly to the point that and I didn't pick up on it right away, and maybe I should have. I'm trying not to beat myself up about it. So maybe a month ago, occasionally he would go out. He was 14. I'll start with his age before you ask. Both all my, Shorty and Smokey are both 14. I got them right around the same time. They'll be 15. Shorty's still here, but they would be 15 in August. Um, so with Smokey, um, say about a month ago, and I thought this was just his age and maybe him, you know, trying to get more attention. He was always a crier anyway. He's always a crier. Um, Very talkative cat, but he was getting into a habit, especially at night, that he would randomly go out into the living room area and cry, like dramatically cry, more than usual. And again, I was associating maybe he was, getting dementia, maybe thinking that no, or like because nobody was in that room, he was feeling lost or whatever. Even though I would start calling out to him, and sometimes he would come in, and sometimes he wouldn't. But he was kind of weird like that anyway. But some of the cries were more like, I'm scared. scared cries, because, for lack of a better phrase, he sounded like he was being killed sometimes. And when I take him on car rides, and he did this when he was a kid, when I was bringing him home, he would do that exact same cry. So it was like I took it as a scared cry, so maybe he thought he was alone or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I would say starting 3 weeks back now, I thought he was constipated because I wasn't seeing poop around the same time that I would normally see the poop. Was usually in the morning, and I know that both Shorty and Smokey pooped right around 4 or 5 in the morning, just before I would get home from work. And the only reason I know roughly the time is because when I am home, if I get up to go to the bathroom, that's usually when I would see, fresh poop. um, um, when he was pooping, I would see like raisinets. So I thought he was constipated. I thought he was having trouble passing. So I was giving him a tiny bit of coconut oil because I saw videos that said that would help, and it actually did start helping. And I was giving him more wet food and taking away dry food. In between those two things, it was helping. Um, um, I want to say not last Sunday, but like for a few days before last Sunday, like the week before last Sunday, I was seeing food on the floor around the the cat bowls, and I thought it was my mother missing the bowl or whatever. I wasn't thinking that there was a problem with eating. But last Sunday, before I left for work, I saw Smokey like trying to fix his jaw. I thought maybe he got something stuck in his mouth or whatever. Or he's eating off to the side. Monday morning when I came home from work, I gave them chunky wet food, and I put a little extra water for more hydration for them. But he took a chunk of the chunky food out of the bowl, which is not necessarily an alarming thing, but what was alarming is that when he put it on the floor, he would pick it up, try to chew it, put it back on the floor, put it back in his mouth, spit it back out again. So I could tell he's having trouble keeping it in his mouth. And that's when it clicked. I'm going, is that why I'm seeing food on the floor around the bowls? And because I realized that he was having trouble eating, at least the chunky food, I was like, okay, at this point, I have to make an appointment because I think he is still a little constipated or whatever the bathroom issue is that was still kind of happening. I was like, let me get him to the vet and make sure of what's going on. And like most cats, him and Shorty never let me get in their mouth, so I can never really look in their mouth because they won't let me. No matter how much I try, it's this, that, and I can hold the back of their head. I can hold their head, and they're still nope, it's not happening. And stuff. If Shorty's really relaxed, I might be able to pull up his lip, but that's about it. But when I got to the vet last week, the first thing they do is check the heart and whatever. When she checked the heart, she heard her murmur. she managed to open his mouth and immediately saw the lump under his tongue. And she could kind of tell from the color and the shape and the way that it was inflamed that it was potentially cancerous. But she said immediately with the heart murmur itself and because of his age that he might not be a candidate to be sedated to check his mouth. I got blood work done. They couldn't get any urine out of his bladder because his bladder was empty. Tuesday, the vet called me and told me that the blood work showed that he had hypothyroidism. So now add the thyroid with the heart and his age. And again, they're like, he's too high of a risk to sedate. And even if I could sedate, even if he was okay to be sedated, they were saying a couple $1,000 for the sedation and to test everything, to even try to test the tumor. So when I got off work Wednesday morning, I was trying to put a tiny bit, like rubbing a little bit of castor oil on my finger and trying to rub it in that area outside his mouth. I was adding a tiny bit of turmeric. Both are supposed to be cancer fighting and help it, anti-inflammatory and all that. He was drooling, but there was no blood yet. But yesterday, when I came home from the vet with Shorty and Smokey came out, I went to go pet him and his tail was wet. Because when cats lie down, their tail usually ends up near their face when they, curl up in the ball. And because he was drooling, his tail kept getting wet. I went to go put my hand through his tail and saw that it was wet, got a paper towel to try to dry it off, and it was bloody, the paper towel. I went to go wipe his face, and the drool was bloody. And this morning, when I was getting ready to take him to the vet, I saw drops of blood in like 3 or 4 places throughout the house. And when I saw the blood this morning, it was even more confirmation that it was time. Because I already said I already said that once I saw, if it got to the point that he started bleeding from the mouth, that I was gonna make the decision. But I was hoping it wasn't gonna be so soon. Hi, Tiffany. But this is the second cat in my lifetime that has had a tumor in its mouth. And that happened rapidly because I saw him having the issue with his jaw on last Sunday. And definitely. I mean, even my brother, Kirk, my mother and Kirk came to the vet with me this morning. And after they let him go, my brother went to go kiss him and pet him one more time and was telling him we have a brotherhood, so basically calling Smokey his brother. They always had an interesting kind of love-hate relationship. They would stare each other down, and Smokey would eventually start crying. Um, Smokey would always try to get in his room and refuse to leave. And my brother would constantly like, okay, leave, and Smokey would just sit there and cry like, I'm not leaving. But yeah, apparently there's this sarcoma, something cell sarcoma, something like that is the name of the tumor that they believe that it was, and apparently it is you know it's one of the more common cancers that cats apparently get. Um, I was really hoping, yeah, I think that maybe I have the word. And unfortunately, it's something, and you probably noticed, Remy, that usually by the time you spot it, it's already too late. You can try to get ahead of it, but if once you see it, once the lump pops up, I was praying I would never have to deal with that again. I was looking up holistic treatments. I really wanted to try to bring him to a holistic vet, but that's the other issue is money. Like I don't know how I managed to get the money for. I mean, luckily, in as they say in Arabic, Alhamdulillah, praise to God. My brother Peter, Gigi's father, was kind enough to give me 200. A TikTok friend sent me 40. Um, I just made a payment to my credit card yesterday. I'm like at the very end of my credit card, like it's pretty much maxed out, but I had just enough to cover in what I was given. I'm just gonna put back on the credit card. I spent almost 1,500 in 2 weeks. 800, almost 900 just on Smokey from last week doing blood work, getting a rabies shot. This week it was 500 for Shorty, just over 500 for Shorty. He got blood work and urine sample, rabies shot, another shot that I forget what it is. Forgot the name of it. And then because he's been sneezing for like a couple months now, they gave him an antibiotic shot for the sneezing. And he hasn't sneezed in the last 24 hours, so I'm guessing it's working. Um, yeah, and then like I said, today was another 400 for like 419 or something, because for the euthanasia, cremation and to get the ashes back. I probably could have got it cheaper somewhere else, but I wasn't in the mood to be calling places. You should you should look for um you should look for if I don't know if you live like in a rural area or if you're more city based. Yeah. Um yeah, you gotta look around, see if there's any spay or neuter programs. Like maybe there's a bus that a van that goes around the community. Small city. And maybe look online, um, see if you can find vouchers. I know I think I did it for these guys. Yeah, I got vouchers through, um, I think it's called Friends for Pets, where they give you a discounted voucher that you pay for the voucher. Um, and before you pay for anything, make sure the vet you go to is gonna accept the voucher. But yeah, you should look around to see if you could get a voucher from. Squamous cell carcinoma. It's probably backwards. No problem. Let me look it up right now for a second. Friend. Friends of pets. What do you have, Nicole? Is it a female or female or male cat? All right. I don't know if you might have to look it up or call them or call your vet, call the closest vet and ask them if they accept the voucher from this. Um, but they have a voucher for $180. for a female cat to get spayed. Like I can't. I don't want to like read through all this right now, but I'll text it. I'll send it to you on in Facebook. It's not a vet. What you do? Because like I said, I believe that I did this for my boys. Um, you pay first. Make sure your vet's gonna accept the voucher from them. Like read through their material or call your vet yourself and ask them if they accept vouchers from that program. Or call the program themselves and maybe they can tell you if your vet is on the list of places that will accept the voucher. If they accept the voucher, you pay the $180 and then they send you the voucher in the mail. That way, when you go to the vet, you can give it to them. And I'm guessing they get reimbursed or they get the money sent to them or something. It's been 14 years, so I don't remember exactly what I did. Yeah, look at the website anyway and just like read through their stuff. And then before you spend money on that voucher, just verify that it gets accepted, that they accept it. Or if there's a vet somewhere close, another vet closer to you that you could possibly bring it to. Because 180 is a lot better than 300 and whatever you said. Yeah, but and look again. Try to look online to see if you can find other vouchers that might be accepted, or ask the vets. Do you have any voucher programs that you accept that I can look into? Um, I'm missing him. I think when I did it with my cats, I think it was like only $70 each. But then again, males are a lot cheaper than females. Let me look. So with the link that I sent you, for male cats it's 132. For male dogs it's 210. For female cats it's 180. And for female dogs it's 350, 330. Vets may charge for dogs weighing 51 to second, no more than 2 pounds a dog. Do not make an appointment with veterinarians until you have received the neuter spay neuter certificate. You may have to have the spay to give the yeah. Actually, Nicole, what's your zip code? Yeah. If you rather tell me privately, then message me on Facebook. Wait, what's your zip code? I can put your zip code in. 97355. Sorry, there is no in your area. Are not eligible. So according to this, there's not no vet in your area that accepts it. Is the vet that you go to is the vet that you go to in a different area code? Well, that sucks. Sorry for getting your hopes up. I mean, maybe you could ask your vets if they do work with a voucher program or know of a low cost that is at least somewhere near, close by. There's gotta be something, you know, in the surrounding area, if not directly in your town. Because, I mean, you're not the only low income person. And like Remy said, there could be nonprofits that could potentially help. That stinks. And 60 miles is at least an hour away. Hour and a half, maybe. And that's a long ride. Especially to have an animal sitting in a carrier. Just check Facebook groups because there are usually local cat towns. Sometimes they will help out when they can. People understand that it can get expensive. Pet. That's a good idea. Look in your area. Look it for local. I wasn't gonna draw. Wait, what? Who has a meal pain? What? I'll just. I have to get. I have to get two surgeries done on her. Oh, the dental is expensive. The dental alone is like 500 or more. Oh, you're leaving, Remy? Have a good night. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. It's nice seeing you every now and again. So much for that color. It's not the right color. Is there one in here? Black, brown, brown. I don't have a gray. So mean. See? I can't even draw, I can't even color him in if I wanted to. I did start drawing something, but I only have this gray one and this is too thick. I'll show you in a minute. Nice. My shoes keep making me think Smokey's next to me. I'm like sitting here anticipating him to walk by, go under my chair. If you're not looking, look at the screen. It's the other reason why I was hesitating to draw. This came out a little bit better than I was thinking. I might attempt something bigger. Thank you. I need a quick pee break. I'll be right back. There's 2 drops of blood on the sleeping bag where they usually sleep, right on the corner. Like right here. Not only am I thinking of him, I'm thinking of Kirk and when he started crying. Oh, yeah. Shorty's sleeping on the couch at the moment. I was gonna pick him up, but I figured to leave him alone. Um, I think he's like me. It's coming in waves. Like he's definitely gonna notice when he comes home tomorrow. Cause usually the cats know when we're coming in the morning from work. When we first got to the vet and they put us in the room while we were waiting for someone to come in, I showed Kirk the rough edit to the video. And the end of the video, where I have the picture of Smokey with his brother, he started crying then. Once the vet let him go, me and Kirk were rubbing his head at the same time, and Kirk kind of gave a little like speech to Smokey Spirit. He was like, it's like you and me have our brotherhood. We had our battles. You stood your ground when I didn't want you in my room. Because Kirk didn't like to have the cats in his room. And my mother used to likes to go to his bathroom more because the cats use the one near our bedrooms. They use the toilet, the human toilet. So my mother rather use the bathroom in Kirk's room. But when she does that, she opens his door, and the cat and Smokey used to run in after her, and sometimes get locked in there. And instead of peeing in the bathroom or pooping in the bathroom, Smokey decided to pee on Kirk's bed and poop on his bed at least once. Um, One of the things I really wish I got on video was when he would come in and try to be part of the conversation with me and Kirk, where they put the cathedral in my dog, Cather, my dog son. He fought them in ground, tried to bite the vet, and that's why it put him down. Luckily, for the most part, he was okay. He tried to get away from us a little bit just before. I'm not crying. I'm scratching my leg. Or scratching my ankle. And my mother, she was her mind was kind of going back and forth and drifting and not fully paying attention to what was going on. And she didn't. I tried to explain to her what they're gonna do. And I told her it literally takes seconds for it all to happen. Like it's not even a couple of minutes. They give them the first shot to sedate them, and they go down fairly quickly. And then the second shot is to let them go. And my mother didn't realize that they did both. She thought he was sleeping and he didn't go yet. And I was like, he's gone. Me and Kirk had to tell her like at least 3 or 4 times he's gone. They already did everything. I know from my cat Gizzy, the female cat that I had, the doctor did. They didn't even give her him a give her a catheter. They just gave her 2 shots directly in the back of in her back leg. They did the sedation, and then when they gave her the second shot, she she jolted and was gone. This was around him when they gave him the shot. And when I came home, I brought this over to Shorty to smell it because I don't know how quick that scent changes. And because this was still on him, um, yeah, since this was still on him when they let him go, or under him, I don't know if the scent changed that quickly for it to be picked up. And but Shorty sniffed it a couple of times and then kind of turned his head away from it. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if he sensed or smelled anything different on the t-shirt. Because I've had that same t-shirt in with him, with Shorty yesterday when I brought him to the vet. And I had it both times for Smokey last week and this week. Time is it 3? I probably will for a little while anyway. I do want to clean that sleeping bag because of the blood stain on it. I really don't want to look at that every time I come in the room. Alright, Tiffany, thank you for coming. I think I'm actually going to end it myself. It is just after 3 a.m., so I'm going to try to go get some rest myself. Ladies, Canadian, Remy, thank you all for coming in. I might be live tomorrow night. You'll know if I go live. So we'll see how I feel tomorrow night. Till then, till next time. Like, love, share, and inspire. Don't forget, love is everything. Go hug and kiss your pets. Have a good night, all.